they cannot stand you taking the mantle. Targeted individual psychic reading. If you want one of these, they're on sale at the moment. Go to the link on socials. Same day guaranteed. Right. They cannot stand you taking the mantle. So it feels like I'm reading for a collective here who has recently stepped into some kind of position, a position of authority, a position of power. It doesn't have to be here in the physical, can be in the astral. You've claimed what is yours, what your birthright, if you want to call it that. Bottom of the deck, Ten of Swords in the reverse, Lord of Ruin in reverse, right? That's followed by Six of Wands, Lord of Victory, Knight of Cups, Lord of Waves and Water. What this feels like is that like I say, you've taken some kind of position of power, be it in love, be it in career, whatever. You've started to realize who you are. You've started to say, do you know what? I am worthy of this. And it feels like there's been some kind of plot, some kind of scheme to keep you away from that since day dot. And as you've moved forwards, things have kind of panned out and evolved. They've sent loads of bad guys in. They've sent loads of false divines in, etc., etc. Your eye was always on the prize. You took the prize, but you didn't think you were worthy or deserving of it as you grasped it. Okay, you're starting to now realize that you are worthy. Okay, anybody else is a counterfeit. Okay, they can tell themselves otherwise, but that's all that they are, a counterfeit. Four of Cups in the reverse. Lord of Blended Pleasure. They've tried to stop you from finding your happy moving forwards. Now, when we talk about being a TI, what you've got to remember is that you're dealing with a lot of either NPCs, non-player characters, or semi-awake people. Okay, and they are so easily controlled and manipulated by the dark energies in the matrix. So case in point, I'm not saying this to try and sound arrogant in any way, please don't think it is, and I'm sure that other creators have this on here as well. I went through a phase, it's stopped now, whereby I'd get random messages from people saying, I'm very drawn to you, I think you might be my person. Now, bear in mind, I don't know these people from Adam. Bear in mind that most of these people didn't even have a profile picture. Why would they be my person? I'm in my authenticity. I've got nothing to hide. Now, for me, it's no disrespect to these people because they feel what they feel. They think what they think. But that is being controlled by dark energy because it's coming in and going, go and say something to this person, and it's convincing them. And this has been a tactic for this collective. I should say this reading is not about me. Okay, I've not got anybody. I've not got any situation on my mind. But yeah, this was a tactic to try and throw you off. What we've got come out there: Seven of Pentacles in the reverse position, Lord of Success unfulfilled. So what it feels like is that this tactic, and I don't want to necessarily say it's by people specifically, because like I say, it's dark energy manipulation, was to try and get this collective into an energy of constantly feeling like they get so far and things not working out. And when you go through that situation time and time and time again, which you do when you're a TI, you do then have questions and doubts when you do get something good come in. Ten of Wands, Lord of Oppression, right? So you've been surrounded by this. Now, what I'm drawn to is the cross hatching. It's almost like a kind of elaborate prison door, keeping you trapped. Queen of Wands in the reverse position. Queen of the Throne of the Flames, keeping you out of that feminine power and energy. And then the Hanged Man, Spirit of the Mighty Waters, right? At some point, since you've grasped this prize, you've had a shift in perspective, right? There is siphoning going off. Five of Cups in the reverse. This is a siphoning card for me because upright position, you've got the inverted pentagram, and it's siphoning out that central cup. So you're starting to claim your power back, okay? Don't be afraid to sit in that throne. Don't be afraid to place the crown, okay? You are who you are. You might not fully know it yet, but you're starting to believe. Right, let's switch to the what's the tea. Because I feel like for this collective, I feel like you've had a couple of false you've had a couple of pretenders in your energy. They don't like the fact that you've claimed the prize. And yeah, I think there's been a few people trying to pull you down. Right, shine. Radiate with truth. Your light triggers darkness. Stay apologetically you. Okay, so that's just some advice to get started off with. That's to keep you going. Because like I say, I feel like you've had some kind of realization. Ain't shiz, right? Kick them to the curb, right? Sky in the background. Want you back. Didn't know your worth. Now you're desperate. Too little, too late. So it could have something to do with an ex. It could have something to do with an ex here who's realised that they've cocked up here, and they've let, you know, for want of a better phrase, a chosen one slip through the net. Let's continue. What we've got there: photo proof, caught in the act, evidence, save truth in plain sight. Right, hold fire on that one. Let's just get another one out there. Oh, cross, got loads. Bad habits in their head, ignoring, threatening. Right, so let's get rid of those two. Right, so photo proof. Right, so I feel like you have some kind of photo proof on this person, and it's in regards to their bad habits. You know, it could be the nasty stuff. I feel like this is something from some time ago. I don't feel it's like photo proof as in how do I put this? So something that's going to derail them. I feel like it's something you caught them. You caught them doing something at some point, some bad habit. Don't forget the bad habits can include kind of sexual depravity. Yeah. This is clue to who it is. Now they're in their head, making assumptions, creating stories, trust issues showing. I feel like that they're going around making up stories about you because they understand now that you've kind of started to step into your power. And so the only thing they've got left is rumors and lies, and it's starting to show by people ignoring, left on red, avoiding messages, giving the silent treatment. So that's you. You're just kind of, you know, whatever, brush it off. Threatening, power plays, controlling presence, you feel unsafe. I don't want you to worry about this card. It's just an indication to the kind of person that they are. I feel like they use some kind of power to control and manipulate the people around them. Okay. So yeah, I like to say that one feels like somebody else. That one feels like somebody else because the cards that have come out so far, it does feel like there's an X in your energy who's trying to cause some trouble, but it feels like there's also somebody else because it feels like the X hasn't got backbone. Cyberbully, online attacks, hiding behind screen, words can still wound. Right, so somebody, if you're a creator, if you put posts out, etc., somebody's going to start using some kind of threatening behavior, and they're doing it via fake accounts, hiding behind screens, etc., and that can be simple things as just trying to, you know, put you down, knock your confidence. You're being advised to dust it off. There you go. Fake accounts, lurking on your socials, hidden identity, can't stop watching you. The karmic friends, can't fully trust them, always some tension, low-key competing with you. What this feels like is that you've claimed some kind of prize. So if it was love-based, you've come into connection with your divine counterpart, and this person can't stand that. So what they're doing is they're lurking on your socials, they're making fake accounts, they're pretending. I think you know this person as far as they have some kind of contact with you online. You might not know them physically, and they're going to start setting up fake accounts, trying to put you down. Dust it off. Okay, dust it off. When you're a content creator, for example, you have to deal with all kinds of shit from people. And the best thing you can do is just go, yeah, whatever. I mean, I like to comment back occasionally because I poke the bear and have a bit of fun, but that's just me. So yeah, don't let them get to you. Don't let them get to you. You're untouchable.